And good morning. You are listening to WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. This is the campus and community voice of Fredonia. And this is also Meet Me at the Equator. It is myself, Elena, and two more people in the booth if you want to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
I'm Dan or Q, depending on who you ask.
Yes. So we prepared this show as in not really preparing much.
I was going to say, where'd you get prepared from?
Yeah.
We have no plans on what to talk about at all.
Oh, we've got a lot. We're going to the Equator.
You have a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been up here in Prod A, and I know that they've been on their phones planning things, so I have no idea what we're doing. For real. So
I'm so tired.
All right, so I have the Reddit page pulled up of Am I the blank hole? I'm going to read a story.
Am I the butthead?
Am I the...
Yes.
That is the FCC clean version of it.
Am I the butthead?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read one off and then you guys decide. All right. I am 39, am currently undergoing cancer treatment. Oh wait, I should read the title first.
Yeah.
Am I the butthead for refusing to travel with my brother's family because his kids only eat junk food?
They always sound bad, and then you actually read it and they're not.
And then we break it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I am 39, am currently undergoing cancer treatment. In the end of it all, I'm planning to take a holiday with a friend or family member to travel to the other side of the world. I am based in the UK. Hey, let's get some fish and chips sometime. And I am thinking Vietnam, South Korea, Japan, or somewhere around there where I've never been. I asked my brother, M43, if he would consider coming with me. He got very excited and said his daughter, F12, and son, M8, I should just say male 8, would also come along. They are both incredibly picky eaters, and my niece only eats plain beige foods. I can attest to this. When I went to Aruba over Thanksgiving break, we went with another family, and they had this daughter. Oh my gosh, guys. She would not eat anything of substance. They even got her chicken. We went to this one place. It was on the ocean. It was, there were tables and chairs, and you could sit with your, dogs dangling in the water, and there would be little fishies that swim around your feet. It was a very nice spot, and the menu was crazy. And I ended up getting, the fish of the day, and it was so good with the risotto. But they got her chicken strips and fries.
How do you not like
something that you would think that she would like? No, she was miserable. She literally picked up a chicken tender and slammed it back on the thing. And I was like, we're watching the sunset in one of the happiest places on the earth, and you are miserable? You're sitting and you're watching the sunset on the ocean. There's crabs about. It literally is like The Little Mermaid. And you are sitting there miserable and throwing your chicken tenders around. I was so upset. Yeah. And anyways, so this daughter, or both kids, plain beige foods. She won't even have a burger at McDonald's, just chips and nuggets. Burger. Chips. Oh, they're from the UK, my bad. I was like, wait a minute. And that's pretty much 80% of the kids' diet. I know my brother and his wife have tried hard to introduce him to other foods, but they just won't eat it. I love the two kids to bits. I really do. However, I want a travel experience to experience the food and culture, and that is a major part of it for me. Real, going to Japan and eating all the food there sounds so good. I used to be really into anime, and because of that I got really into Japanese culture, and their food there looks so bus. So however, I want the travel experience to be food and culture. I want to get off the beaten path and experience things in life I haven't been brave enough to experience before. For me, selfishly, this trip is about the end of my cancer and celebrating that there is a life after cancer.
That's not selfish.
It's also not something I can easily afford. This is where I might be the butthole. I asked my brother to come travel with me, and when he said his kids would come too, I told him I would rather travel with someone else. He is disappointed and angry with me and frustrated that I don't want to travel with his family. He feels I am being selfish, as traveling with his children can also be fulfilling. I would also like to spend time with them and do some child-friendly things during the holiday. He had already gotten my niece and nephew excited about the travel too. To make things worse, we live in different countries, so we don't see each other a lot. They will be very disappointed when they learn I pulled the plug on plans. I feel conflicted. So, am I the butthole?
Okay. I feel like all was fine. I think all of it is valid, personally.
Yeah.
Especially, like, at least for, like, where we are now and everything. And I know the UK is a little bit closer, but, like, that's a huge trip. It's a huge trip. It's for a very, like, big deal, big celebration. And if that's how he feels, I think that's completely fair. I also think a kid's trip to Japan is not usually the one that I hear. Like, I feel like I hear kids saying that they're, like, I don't know, going more for, like, a road trip kind of trip rather than that far away and everything. Like, I think all of it is valid. The mention where he said that, like, this might be where I'm the butthead. I think, I mean, obviously it wasn't written down in quotes, but I feel like if you say it in the most correct way possible, like the way that you deliver it to it's sibling, right?
Yeah.
Then I feel like it would have softened the blow a little bit, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like, if he was like, I'd rather go with someone else, is very different than, well, these are all the things that I really want to do, and I just know it's not going to work with your family. Like, I'm sorry, we can do something else, but this is my trip, and these are the things that I want to do. Something like that, I think, would have probably done a lot better.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I understand where his brother's coming from, because generally as families do the same thing together, but it's also it's the guy's trip.
Yeah.
Right.
He gets to decide who goes, and if he doesn't want his brother's kids going,
Right.
that's his choice.
My thing is, like, the brother is just not being that good of a parent. Why is he telling the kids about this before it's even
Right.
totally confirmed?
Yeah. Right.
Why is he... Why, like, for me, as soon as you throw the word cancer in there, it's whatever you want.
Absolutely.
It's whatever you want. I, like, cancer, okay, you got it. So it's like, I don't understand why the brother's getting upset when it is about this guy ending his cancer treatment. Like, that's so important. And, you know, since cancer is, like, a close call for anybody and the thought about passing is imminent, like, I would want to go and experience everything and not have these little kids, like, well, they're not little, they're like 12. I wouldn't want these kids to just, like, be the focal point of that anyways, because the thing is, like, what I don't think this brother understands is these kids are going to complain.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they're going to complain, they're going to make a big deal about everything, and then they're going to have to, like, eat somewhere and then go and find another place for the kids to eat or
Yeah.
just forfeit the place that they wanted to eat anyways and then just go to where the kids want to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to turn into
The kids'
appeasing the
trip.
kids. Exactly.
And that's another thing, I think, at least something that I've noticed a lot as I have nieces, it's like the parents or my sister is very desensitized to that experience. Like, she is with her kids every single day, of course, and always wants to take care of them. And it's not that I don't want to take care of them either. Of course I do. It's just I'm not used to that lifestyle because I'm there 1 week every other year. Like, she lives far away. So I understand this exactly. So it's that idea of, like, yeah, the push and pull of it is a little tough, especially for something as big as that.
Yeah. So I was looking through this Reddit forum and I found a section where it is controversial. Am I the buttheads?
Okay.
And this one, I read the title, I was like, oh, maybe we need to dive into this.
Olivia, can you do me a huge favor?
Yes.
When you read it, can you not go on side tangents? Because I keep forgetting
Yes.
information.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. It's just a little too early and I haven't gotten enough sleep.
I just try to keep running with it.
No, you're good.
Am I the butthole for wearing a different color bridesmaid dress after the bride tried to purposefully make us look unflattering?
Oh.
Yeah. Recently, I, 28-year-old female, was a bridesmaid in my friend Tara, 28 female, and Tony's 30 male wedding along with
Tara and Tony.
bridesmaids. TT. TTTT. Shout out TTTT. I forget that like we just get to side tangent, but I forget that we just get to like talk and like I could just shout out whoever I want. Shout out TTTT. Shout out Relentless Moisture.
There we go.
Shout out
The reason I didn't
Amphobia. Wait,
sleep.
R.I.P. Amphobia.
Yeah.
Can we talk about? No, just kidding. Anyway, so TT. Their bridesmaids were Amy, 27 female, Jane, 29 female, and her sister Lily, 32 female. Tara was, should I say Tara or Tara? Thoughts?
I think
Tara.
it's Tara. Yeah.
Tara? Okay. Tara was one of those brides where everything had to be perfect so early on. Tara had placed her priority on the logistics. Because of this, Tara had left the details about the bridesmaids' dresses for last. I don't think that's a bad thing. I really don't. So far.
No, that in itself is not bad.
Yeah, Tara has organized a lunch for us in April to talk over the details of the dresses. Smart, in my opinion. She handed out swatches and said that the dresses must be in that color and floor length. I asked Tara if she was being serious, to which Tara asked what the problem was. Simply put, the color was ugly and unflattering. I want a swatch. Jane also spoke up and said that the color is going to make everyone in the party look bad. Amy also agreed. Tara rolled her eyes at us and said that she was sure and she expected us as bridesmaids to go along with what she wanted. Lily decided to chime in and say that she thought the color was fine. I think that she said this to prevent her younger sister from going full bridezilla.
Does it say what color it is?
No, it doesn't. Yeah,
That would be kind of
Maybe
important.
I would scroll down, but it's also kind of a longer one, and I don't want to lose my spot.
Yeah.
What do you guys think so far, though?
Well, I mean,
I don't think it's bad.
I don't either. It's her wedding, and she gets to pick.
Exactly.
Like,
especially if a girl's got a color scheme, a girl has a color scheme, and you should trust the process.
Yeah.
And also, it's not even like, my thing is, I thought this was going to be like, she picked out the dresses.
that's what it
Yeah,
sounded
It's like
yeah.
whatever color you have, you can pick out a dress that fits you properly. You can pick out a dress that's flattering to you, regardless of the color.
Right.
She just said it had to be that color and floor length. That was
Exactly, but she's a bridezilla. Well, let's keep going. For months, Amy, Jane, and I begged Tara to consider a different color, but she wouldn't budge. We asked Lily to ask her sister to reconsider, but she said that she was a bride and that we should respect her choices. Real. Yeah, no blank, she was the bride, but that doesn't mean that we have to sacrifice the way we look and look unattractive. Amy pointed out that Tara was probably making us look bad on purpose so she could look better, and that made me furious. As of right now, why is it that big of a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it like, if she's insecure, then she's insecure. So why are you going to dog on her for being like, if that is the case? Because this is also a theory that they've made up.
Right.
Echo chambers are a very real thing. And when you
Especially
get
on
a few
Reddit.
women, when you get a few people in a room to just talk about one thing and they keep going at it, it's going to get worse.
Right. And it's like, I mean, obviously the wedding is important to this. Obviously the wedding is important to this person because they're going through the trouble of saying like, hey, this color isn't flattering. And like, I wanted to like for the purpose of they at least care about the wedding enough and they're not just throwing it aside and being like, okay, I'm just whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like as if they don't care at all, which is nice. But at the same time, it's like, one, it's not your wedding and not to say it's anything bad either, but like if I'm like I actually don't know where I was going with that, but I feel like if I'm one of a few bridesmaids and it's like kind of split, then it's kind of whatever. Like if I was in the bride's shoes and all four of my bridesmaids were like, no, this is an awful idea, then maybe I'll check it. But the fact that it's split and the bride is so set on something,
Like it's just two of them who don't like it, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
feel like on the list of priorities, the color is like least important as
Yeah.
far
Yeah.
as like what you're wearing to a wedding. Because again, like I can't get over this. She gave you full reign of what kind of dress you can have.
And colors look different on everyone.
and
Exactly,
I'm
and-
also assuming you can probably do when you do makeup for a wedding, like sometimes it coincides each other, but for the most part, it's like you obviously do your makeup for your face. Like you can make the makeup work with the dress. You can make the shoes work with the dress to make it fit a little bit better.
And also, not side note, this is about the story, but like earlier on in the story when she was dogging on the bride for focusing on the logistics first and then the details later, that I think is how you should plan a wedding.
Mm-hmm. That is how you do it.
I don't understand why she was like dogging on her for that. That doesn't make any sense.
The only thing that's stressful is like ordering. Like I know, like again, I keep using my sister as an example, but my sister, when she got married, her wedding dress took like 8 weeks to get back to her. And I know that's the wedding dress, but I know like we were ordering bridesmaids dresses and they took weeks upon weeks. So I understand it from an ordering perspective, but it still seems like she's doing everything correctly. Like it doesn't seem like it's that short notice.
We also don't know the timeline of when the color was given out to when the wedding actually is. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like the bride has been on her game and they do have enough time to at least find a dress that they think looks nice. And also, Shouts out to the bride because she is picking out a color that probably fits in the color scheme of her entire wedding. So then it doesn't even matter if the color looks bad on you. You're matching with the whole wedding anyways.
Right.
You're on the vibe. So
the author's only 20, right?
I can look back up later.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is some self-reflection for this poster. And here's where I may be in the wrong. Amy, Jade, and I decided that enough was enough and that Tara was being really unreasonable about this whole thing, and so was Lily. So we decided to lie to Tara and say that we were going to order the dresses in the color that she wanted and send her screenshots of dresses in that color. Meanwhile, the three of us created a separate group chat and this. Okay, wait. So
it's 3 out of 4 actually.
It's 3 out of 4, but they're dismissing the fourth one just because she's the sister of the bride.
Great. Okay.
So we decided to lie to Tara and say that we were going to order dresses. Meanwhile, the three of us created a separate group chat and decided to order dresses that would actually make us look good. We agreed on baby blue and bought the dresses online. Tara didn't ask any more questions about the dresses and essentially just took our word that everything was okay. Flash forward to the wedding day.
Oh no.
The moment we put on our dresses, Tara lost her butt. She started yelling at us, crying,
as she should.
And Lily had to escort her out of the room. Apparently, she must have gotten ready elsewhere because we didn't see her up until we were called to go to the venue for the ceremony. The wedding was great, but Tara was upset. Since the wedding, none of us have heard from Tara. However, Lily and Tony have been texting me, calling us horrible people for claiming that we ruined the wedding. Tony even said that Tara almost canceled the whole thing, and he had to force her to go through with it. Maybe Tara was upset, but we didn't get the color that she asked for. But I don't think it was right for her to make us look unattractive. Am I the butthole?
Yes.
that was
absolutely.
Great. Yes.
Yeah. Again, like color is on such a low
priority.
It's such a low priority.
But you'll stand out so much again if there's a color scheme. Like, what if the color was maroon? And then they chose baby blue.
If I'm thinking about ugly colors that I think are ugly in my head, I'm thinking like chartreuse. I'm thinking like ugly greens and that kind of stuff. And if you choose
wearing a cyan.
Wearing a baby blue with that? No, that is not going to work at all. Yeah. And also, baby blue is a light color in general, so you're going to stick out like a sore thumb anyway.
Right.
As soon as you started explaining how they made a separate group chat, I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
That's always the worst.
It's not your wedding. It's one day. Deal with it.
Right.
So
you can pick the color for your own wedding.
Maybe like what? You'll be in 2 pictures if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just don't keep them then if you really care that much.
Exactly. If it makes the bride happy who you said you're friends with, who she felt comfortable enough in her relationship with you to ask you to be a bridesmaid.
Right.
Like that's such an honor, and you just like slapped her in the face with that. That's not good at all.
Right. And no offense to bridesmaids out there, but people are not looking at you at a wedding.
Yeah.
They're looking at the bride and groom.
Exactly. Right. And again, even if she did choose out that color to make them look bad, so what?
Mm-hmm.
So what? It's her wedding. Mm-hmm. It's her wedding, and if you don't agree, then just don't. Like, you should have never said yes to being a bridesmaid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Or if you truly cared that much, when you were asked, you should say something.
Exactly.
Of like, yeah, I'll be your bridesmaid, but I'll let you know that I like care about what I wear. So we should discuss the dress.
But maybe she didn't want to say that because then she looks like a butthole. So there's
I think this makes her look much more like a butthole versus having that conversation earlier on.
Sounds like she ran to Reddit because everybody in her inner circle was saying, "Yeah, you are a jerk for that."
Yeah.
So there's actually there's another little post underneath it, and it says that the original poster has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the butthole. So me and other two bridesmaids wore a different color bridesmaid dress than what the bride had wanted, which made her cry and apparently ruined the entire wedding. However, the bride had put us in I think it was just like a
summary.
Yeah.
Oh, what was her age? She was asking that.
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
28-year-old female.
Oh, so they're all around the same age.
The bridesmaid was 28?
No, yeah, the poster is 28 years old.
Oh, I thought the bride was 28.
The bride is 28 too. They're both.
Well, yeah, for some reason I thought you said 20. So I was thinking maybe it was
20.
her first wedding that she'd ever been to or something like that.
Oh, I understand.
But no,
Yeah.
28's
a little old to be acting like
My
that.
Big Fat American Gypsy Wedding. Do you guys remember that show?
I used to watch it.
Did you like it?
My mother was very big on like choosing a channel of television and then just never changing it for 24 hours. So yes, I would watch like 5 of them in a row. It was fine. The facade of it went away very quickly because all of it is the same. But it was interesting in the time.
So do we want to talk about some of the Yik Yak posts that have been happening in tandem with FredFest, or
before you do that? I just want to say that you are listening to WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. This is for Radiothon, so if you're catching us now, you're catching us at, I'm not even going to count what hour it is, but we started at noon yesterday. We're ending at noon today. So if you haven't already, make sure to stick around for the rest of Radiothon. It's a lot of work is put into it from a lot of different people. People stay up in the wee hours of the night. We had some people jump on last minute. Shout out Liam, and I thank Scott as well for doing that. Appreciate you guys for that. But yeah.
Don't you have a button?
And it is deep in this computer, and I didn't load it up. But
can you just do it for us real quick?
The fact that it just exists, though.
It's also my voice too on the hotkey. Yes, doing it. But yes, listen on to Radiothon and listen into Big Cheese. It is a burger eating contest at
Greasy
noon. That is how we
type vibe.
Yes. Oh.
I was on it last year.
Yeah.
It was an experience.
Who was trying to? We did the local lowdown interview with. Who was it? Oh my gosh, no, it was Bug Day. And Rob was trying to do ASMR in the microphone. I almost slammed my headphones down and left the room.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I don't think
it was mouth sound ASMR.
I don't even think he
like
understood that he was putting everybody else through it too.
Yes.
I don't think he grasped that.
As long as you're whispering with a calm tone of I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Someone almost every semester someone begs to do an ASMR radiothon show.
I wanted to do it last year.
I say no every time because you have to whisper through it all. Like it's going to count for dead air because it doesn't get loud enough.
Maybe it should be like, oh my gosh, they should do it till it's role play. Like, you're welcome to my hair salon. Thank you so much for choosing me.
Like already.
This is what your hair feels really nice. What kind of shampoo do you use?
Already, you definitely have to be louder. Like I'm talking right now, just so that it doesn't count as being too quiet.
Okay.
That's the issue. It's just that no matter what.
Shawty, let me straighten your hair.
Actually, you are still too quiet.
Well, then it's not ASMR at that point.
Yeah, exactly. See?
All right, guys, we tested the theory and it did not work.
Yes.
Nope.
I wanted to ask you guys, I could read another one, but did we want to talk about what has gone on last night?
I want to talk about that because
24
I was
hours?
actually there last night.
So if you don't know, Radiothon at this point in time has happened in tandem with SUNY Fredonia's FredFest.
Non-Fred
Yes.
Fest.
Non-FredFest. Fred Fake. So that's how we'll be referring to it from here on out. And this is a few days of students having a fun time before finals week.
It's a group of students. They go down to Canada Way Street, downtown in the village.
Which is a popular street here in Fredonia.
Hey, shout out Canada Way.
and they take it over for the whole weekend.
Yes. Elena and I were gone for the night. We were in Rochester. Shout out the 585. Shout out the Rock. And we went to Bug Jar. Shout out Bug Jar because at one point in time they had King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard perform there, and they also had Alex G, and they also had Neutral Milk Hotel and
Destroy Boys,
and the list goes
Full Body
on.
2.
Full Body 2 is from Rochester, but they say they're from Pittsburgh now, so whatever. So yeah, we were there. There was a Relentless Moisture show. It was Bug Day's EP release. Shout out Simon.
Shout out Bandcamp Friday.
And I'll keep on rolling with that. And I actually took a side quest. This is being posted on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna refrain what I was just about to say, but I'll say it in less terms actually. So Q, you weren't there for it, but Charlie, Grady, and I decided to cut from soundcheck and doors for Bug Jar to go to this place called Chaos Castle, which is it is a garage. It's not like a small garage, it's a mechanic's garage. That's what it is specifically. But sometimes they throw shows in there. And so this guy, he's a photographer at RIT. I don't know if he's a student. I think he might be a professor or something like that because he's old.
Yes, he's a professor.
All right. Well, he's a professor, and he's taken a special interest and done a whole project on deathmatch wrestling. And deathmatch wrestling is wrestling with the intent to... it's just really rough wrestling.
Yes, there you
go. Really rough wrestling. And they use weapons and stuff. It's crazy. But they were doing an exhibition of his art, which he took a bunch of pictures of the wrestlers and everything.
Mm-hmm. The pictures are very cool. It's on his Instagram.
The pictures are very cool. They had the way they showed off the art was on the side of the brick building. They
gotcha.
laminated it up. I was so upset I didn't actually take a picture of it, just because we were the whole thing was kind of rushed. So we go into this garage, and we were there to see shout out Jerry Biggs' world famous band. We were there to see them and see if we could see the death match, but it was kind of it was speedy. We were only there for 45 minutes. And we walk in there, there's punks galore. I'm talking mohawks, dyed hair, crust punks. I'm talking, I could smell it, and as well as I could see all the patches and everything. What I thought was really interesting is that the show, the sound was not the best, and Max's mic kept falling over, and people had to keep picking it up. The moshing was not as intense as what I would have thought, but there were a lot of photographers and stuff. One of them being this guy who he took he's a very popular photographer, but he's taken a lot of iconic photos, such as Kobe Bryant with a cobra.
Ooh.
In his
I've seen
prime.
That one.
Yep, you've definitely seen it. Jay-Z and Kanye West during their presidential photo shoot, their photo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was there taking photos, and I think I might have ended up in one of them.
That's amazing.
I'm in a famous photographer's photo, probably.
Moisture was also drawing George W. Bush a lot.
Yeah,
It
turned into a pretty presidential night, and and also Bibble.
Yes,
there was a Bibble drawing.
Yes,
and
a portrait of me.
Yeah, no, the portrait was good. So we were in Castle Chaos.
Just don't misunderestimate them.
Yeah. Castle Chaos,
no,
aka
no one gets my George W. Bush jokes.
No, it's okay.
It's okay, I'm used to
Look
it.
at that. That's Belena Fitzgerald.
Yeah, literally.
That's a lot. So we went into there, we were watching the set, and all of a sudden the drummer was like, all right, this song is for Daisy. Let me bring Daisy out. And I was like, who's Daisy? And I see their managers running around trying to find whoever this person is. And I was like, man, I wonder who Daisy is. Why is this song about this person? And then all of a sudden, there's a parrot. there's a parrot, and they bring. Oh my gosh!
I'm okay.
That was the ASMR, guys. You can't do it. You can't do it. So what had happened was they brought the parrot out because they have a song called "Birds Got Beaks," but during the song, they put it on the drummer's shoulder.
Ooh.
So he was playing with the parrot on, and with a parrot on his shoulder. And
The fact that it stayed there is impressive.
I know. The fact that it could deal with any of the sound in there whatsoever is beyond me.
I probably couldn't deal with the sound in there.
How much can birds hear? Do they have very sensitive hearing? Can they hear a lot?
I have no idea.
Or is it kind of like human ears?
I
or
have
is it like
zero knowledge of birds.
I
or is
will,
it
I will
super
consult
sensitive to
the
like
interwebs.
pulled up Chat GPT. Consult the or are they like bats where it's like echolocation? Shout out echolocator.
Oh.
Shout out echolocator. Shout out We Were Blank. Shout out Robbery Club.
Yeah.
Shout out New Venice. Shout out Pipe Bomb. Shout out Pipe Bomb the band. Music. Shout out. Who else did we have?
Hit Girl.
So
Shout out Hit Girl.
birds do have really good hearing.
Oh.
Some this is from AI, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Some songbirds can recognize incredibly subtle differences in pitch, which helps them distinguish complex songs. Pigeons can detect low-frequency sounds that humans can't, allowing them to sense distant storms or even earthquakes.
Oh.
So, again, how that bird was able to sit up on his shoulder while there was a whole set going on is beyond me. So that was we didn't get back till 3 a.m. That was what Elena and I did last night. So, Q, you update us on what happened in Fredonia.
So
Yes.
I went down to Fred Fake, is that what we're calling it?
Yes.
I went down to Fred Fake with a few friends last night around we got there at like maybe 8. I was completely sober the whole time because I have to be on the radio later.
Shouts out.
The air on Canada Way, you could see the air. There was so much smoke.
Wow. Was it packed?
Not really.
I have done my fair share of stalking of alumni of Fredonia, and when they have posted about Fred Fake in the past,
Yes.
it's body to body, sardine level.
No,
packed
this was not like
on
that.
Canada Way.
Like half the street was empty.
It was also like rainy. Like the weather has not been great for Fred
Last
Fest.
night it was fine.
Yeah.
Tonight it's not. going
tonight
to be
is But so maybe at like 9:30 after we had been there for a while, some guy who I've never met before, which is normal for Fred Fest,
Yep.
comes up to me and says, "Hey, there's about 20 cop cars that way. They're coming on to raid the whole thing." And he points to the other end of the street. There's absolutely no one there. But he keeps saying it over and over again to like everyone there. So me and one of my other friends, we go across someone's lawn to that big parking lot behind all the apartments and the restaurants.
Is it on like the Main Street side, or is it across the street where Upper Crust is? If it's Canada, you were on Canada Way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it would have
was at
been-
Main
It would have been
Street.
between Canada Way and Main Street.
Where Arctic Bites. Shout out Arctic Bites.
Oh my God, I love Arctic Bites.
We should go tonight.
If I had money, wait, actually, man, I'll pull out of my savings. What the heck?
But anyway.
Pre or
'cause
post CSO, side note though. Pre or post CSO.
I don't want to get
We'll
you started,
figure-
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so me and a friend, we go to the parking lot between Canada Way and Main Street, and sure enough, there are about 20 village cop cars, county sheriffs. There's a fire truck with its sirens on. Not the lights, not the sounds. All of them are next to the fire station, preparing to go into Canada Way. So my group, we go back to my group, we all leave. Apparently about 5 minutes after we left, tons of police came down the street in riot gear.
What?
Like with shields and everything.
Mind you,
That's crazy.
last year when Deanna, Charlie, and I
it
went,
wasn't even 10 p.m. It wasn't that late.
Yeah.
And all things considered, I've seen
I
Fred
love
Fest
that
be a lot
podcast.
worse.
Yeah.
But a lot worse. It wasn't, I mean, like, yes, it was Fred Fest. It was bad. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, it always is. Whenever I go or I hear about it, it always feels never as bad. But then I hear about like the actual heinous stuff that's happened the next
Yeah.
day. But then also I can't really ever decipher if it's actually true or not, because obviously people are going to try and sensationalize everything.
Right.
I remember watching a video. Oh no, I can't say it. So, but to throw it back, Deanna, Charlie, and I last year, I don't know. I think it's funny that you said that they were all at the firehouse, because when Charlie and Deanna and I went last year, we had to go to the bathroom so bad. Everything was all
right.
closed up. So we kind of like
DP is closed.
they were
I
this
know.
weekend, so
I think it's closed.
like permanently.
I think so.
which is insane because of
That's what I've heard.
the last time I was there.
Well, they
which-
also apparently switched their hours from like, I think
I can look it up right now.
Call it 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's like overnight hours to like they opened from like noon to 6 p.m. And it was weird. And then I've only heard that it's permanently closed because it hasn't been open for the past little bit.
Saturday and Sunday they're closed. Monday through Friday they're open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Which why you need a calzone at 8 a.m. is actually beyond me, but
When I lived on campus 2 summers ago, there were a few days when I got DP dough for dinner, but never like that early. Like I'm always
Yeah.
talking like 6, 7 p.m.
Right.
yeah.
Which used to be around when it opened.
Yeah.
Like it used to open at, it was like somewhere between that 4 to 8
I think
p.m. is
I
when
think
it
it used to
opened.
open at 4.
Yeah. Maybe they just switched. Instead of 8 to 4, it's now 4 to...
Maybe.
Or was 4 to 8. Or, well, never mind. Never
You-
mind.
You
It's
had it.
something.
Yeah.
Well, this is the problem though. No one knows.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Well-
sad. And because Lena's Pizza has allegations, they've got poop allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never going there.
Yeah.
Which is really a shame because for $5 you can get an entire pizza-sized thing of garlic, like cheesy garlic bread with marinara sauce, and I can rip a whole one of those up.
Yeah.
Like put me to the task, I will do it.
Well,
For $5 too. My usual DP dough order is the. Oh wow! Why am I? Oh no, I'm forgetting it.
Is it the
What
Mac
do I-
Daddy?
No.
That's what I always
the
get.
The thought of noodles and bread like chewing in my mouth.
It's good. I also
feels-
love mac and cheese though. So
It feels like mush.
you know what puts a good thought in my mind? The paper that Q has that he should read
the
right now.
grapevine.
I love grapes.
Struggling to find that apple a day to keep the doctor away? A SNAPS, also known as a Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program representative, will be available to help with your needs on Tuesday, May 6th, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Find the help you need at the Williams Center in room G135 at the Help Hub Info Desk.
Yes. And just as a reminder, you've been listening to Radiothon, which is a dual casted on WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno.
Welcome to the madness.
That is not any of our slogans.
I found out.
We're just yapping.
I figured out the calzone I get. It's the chicken bacon ranch
Ooh,
calzone.
that one's good.
I pay an extra 50 cents to hook it up, and then I get an extra side of ranch to dip it in because I love ranch.
Do you get extra bacon?
No, I don't.
I
The
always get-
bacon, it's a flavor additive. I don't really care about the texture of bacon. And
Oh, I love
that
bacon.
alone is $13.
Yeah.
They ring my pockets. And again, throw it back, I get 8 times the size of a calzone, cheesy bread bites from Lena's Pizza. Well, I haven't been there since the poop allegations, but I can't believe it. It makes me actually so sad.
Yeah. No, I remember going there and I feel like if I remember correctly, their small pizza is like just enough for like 2 people to like share. So like I'd bring a friend and we'd just get a little pizza and it would be nice. It was expensive.
Yeah.
Lena's is very expensive, but I always enjoyed it.
It was always so good. And they're open up late, and usually like the trend is to go to DP Dough after your night. And so if
DP
you
Dough
can
is
split it up
really
and go to
good
Lena's,
when you're hungover.
yeah, I guess now we're just stuck with McDonald's, which
Yeah.
Which is
everybody
so-
Or
it's
Popeyes,
far
apparently.
away.
I didn't know that was open.
What? Since when is Popeyes open that late?
It's not open overnight, but I think I was told it was open until 2. But
What?
again, things I was told.
Those are on
no,
the
I'm
other
looking
side
it
of
up right
town, though.
now.
Like, you need someone to DJ
You definitely
over
need a
there.
car, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just walk there from the bars.
Right. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. And like the gas stations, of course.
Yeah, they're open 10:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. like every single day of the week.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
My only thing is they don't have. I always heard that they had the strawberry biscuits, and I've
yeah.
always wanted to try them. And so I was hoping when they opened up the Popeyes here that would be the case, but it actually isn't. They've got like a cinnamon roll version. So
Really?
Yeah.
That also
wait.
sounds
Well,
super good.
Let me actually look at the
I've
menu.
never been to Popeyes.
Really?
Well, because I remember us
Hey, you
three
want to
were
go to
going to go.
Popeyes tonight?
Ooh, don't tempt me.
Okay, actually, that over Arctic Bites low-key.
I remember us three were going to go, like the day it opened or the day after it opened.
Yes,
we drove by it, and I, of course, had to be somewhere. And the line was down the street.
So long.
Like the street was stopped because people were in line.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we took somebody else. And that was
Sorry.
very
You know where
interesting.
else I didn't go? I haven't been to the new Starbucks yet. It did open though.
Oh, did it?
I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy. I'm aware of that, but
we should go because I do have a Starbucks gift card.
Oh.
I do have a Starbucks gift
Truth.
card, so I don't need to spend any points or money there.
Yeah. Once I am away from the radio station for a radiothon, I am more than happy to go.
I need sleep.
That is the thing for anyone who's listening that isn't necessarily aware of Radiothon. There are definitely, some troopers and everything like that end up staying for many hours. And I was here earlier in Radiothon. I took a big chunk of time then, and then going to the show and back, and then coming back here. It's definitely been a time, and there were also a few people that were here in the overnight, and that's always really tough in the spring semester.
I was one of them.
Yeah.
So the last time I was on air tonight was from 1 to 2 a.m. Justin and I did a Star Wars show.
Oh, nice.
And then after that, I attempted to fall asleep on our lovely station manager, Matt Voltz's couch. Mm-hmm. That couch
Shout
is
out
too
Matt
small.
Voltz.
I will always shout out Matt Voltz. But
I said it first.
I said
All right,
Anyways.
keep going.
I tried falling asleep on his couch. Way too short. My legs started cramping. So after like 2 hours,
Q is really tall.
my
Too tall.
specifically
some may say.
my legs are really tall.
Yeah, he's about like 6'7".
I'm 5'11".
6'10".
You guys don't get it.
I don't get it.
No.
Can I say something? My number one shout out today goes to EJ.
Yes, of course.
Miss EJ, and thinking of them currently because I'm looking at the Popeyes menu and there's chilled pickle premium lemonade.
I've wanted that for so long.
And it's that I know EJ loves pickles.
She's definitely not listening.
Frozen pickle premium. No, I know. This is like this is
This is
just
just
me.
out to the
Oh, I know.
world,
Yep.
so she
This is
wakes
just-
up and she feels so full
This
of
is just
love.
me sending good
I'm
vibes
texting
her
her right
way,
now
and I'm
about
just like I'm feeling very positive, and I just wanted to shout out my main. They've got a pickle glazed chicken sandwich, by the way, which sounds good.
Ooh, that does sound
Ooh,
good.
a
actually-
chicken sandwich?
So
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
it
that's
already
happening.
have pickles on it anyways? So you
So
just
this is
want pickle
happening.
juice and pickles?
Well, not necessarily.
I'm not saying I'm going to get the pickle one, but
If it's
a
a
chicken sandwich
glaze,
sounds
is it
good.
sticky then? That
Probably.
Oh, sticky
That's-
pickle? No. That sounds bad. It says they have strawberry biscuits. They also have introduced a lot of fish.
I'm
They've
not
got
I'm not a fish
flounder
person.
fish sandwich and a shrimp tackle box. That's kind of fun.
Ooh.
I think what's really enticed me is that they said, for one of their promotional things, they said, "Y'all hungry?" And it's like, yeah, actually, I am so hungry right now.
Yeah.
What other kind of desserts do they have? Oh, that's what they had. No way.
Ooh, what is it?
Strawberry cream cheese pie. It's quite.
Oh.
What? You need to stop that right
I
now
don't
because
like-
you.
I
them-
like. Okay, hold on. I like strawberry and cream cheese a lot. I don't like whatever gel is in the McDonald's one. I love strawberry cream cheese pie. I love it. I hate the McDonald's one.
Okay, well, it's set up in a similar fashion to the McDonald's one. So I don't know if it's also a gel too. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you want just like sliced strawberry and cream cheese in your pie?
I want it to actually
would be
be
good.
jelly. I don't want it to be
No.
Jell-O.
I like jello.
Very big difference.
It's not Jell-O.
It feels like it to me.
So they've got a cinnamon apple pie set up in this. It's quite literally McDonald's. They have the apple pie and then they have the strawberry and cream pie.
Yeah.
You're on the app right now. I thought you were on the McDonald's app. That's how similar it looks.
And you know what? Yes. They also have chocolate chip. That's what they have, chocolate chip biscuits. That's why I was like,
Oh.
no, the strawberry
chip?
biscuits should be good.
Chocolate. I love chocolate chip.
I guess
though.
honestly, to be honest with you guys, I don't like when things say the word chocolate chip. And I say that because whenever they say chocolate chip, it feels like there's never going to be enough chocolate in it. Like I'm just going to have like the tiniest amount of chocolate ever.
It's when it says chocolate chunk.
When it says chocolate chunk, I'm down.
Yep.
And when it says chocolate chip, no. I'm like, okay, well then I'm just going to eat bread.
I just like chocolate.
Shout out to my grandfather who makes the best chocolate chip cookies ever.
Nice.
Does he add like sea salt on the top?
Is it cakey or is it fudgy?
Oh, good question.
Ooh, what do you mean?
Like, when you get it, is it like thick or is it like a thin little thing that you can...
Oh, no, they're thick.
Oh.
But
I like the fudgy ones a little bit better, but I could get with it.
They're best when they're frozen.
I understand.
Can we play a game called Eat or Pass the crumble cookie flavors of the week?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
And this may be our last conversation as we are getting close to the end.
I know. Honestly, it flew by. I thought
Yeah.
we'd be
It did.
struggling more, but
Yeah.
no. Okay, first off, milk chocolate chip. The classic, you can't go wrong. Thick, soft, and packed with milk chocolate chips.
Yeah.
I can attest I would eat because the
You can't go
chocolate
wrong
chips
with it.
are pretty big. They're pretty big chocolate chips.
Yeah.
I do.
I feel like they have to be. Like, if it's a cookie place and they're known only for cookies, and if they mess up a chocolate chip cookie,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually really like the cookies from Willie C's. Shout out Willie
Yes.
C's. Shout out Stuart Shapiro. But the cookies that they have there, they've got the David's chocolate chunk cookies. And those
Yeah.
are like,
Yeah.
they're not chocolate chips, they're slivers of chocolate.
yes.
So it's throughout the cookie. It's not just in one bite. It's really good. Okay, next up, this is the birthday cake cookie Feet Oreo. A thick cookie made with Oreo cookie pieces covering cake batter, cream cheese frosting, and topped with more Oreo cookie pieces and rainbow sprinkles.
I would say on the list I would not choose it.
It
I think
kinda-
it's
I
a little
wouldn't
too
either.
much.
I'm not a cake person.
It kind of reminds me, do you guys know you would have like a parfait and it had like gummy worms in it and stuff? And you
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
like
yes,
you're eating
okay.
dirt.
I understand.
What's it called?
Dirt.
Cake?
Dirt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next up, the Brookie cookie. A semi-sweet
Oh.
chocolate chip cookie and a rich chocolatey cookie perfectly baked together. So it's half and half.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I would eat that.
the moon pies. Do you know moon pies are specific
down.
to upstate?
Yes.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I could say we all grew up with moon pie cookies.
But yeah, we're also all
Yeah.
in New York.
I know. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we grew up with it. Same thing like Rochester people. Shout out Zweigels. That's our hot dog. That's our hot dog and our white hots. Red hots and white hots. And I didn't know that was a specific thing to Rochester.
Yeah.
I thought everybody had Zweigels. I thought that was the name brand.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, in Buffalo we have Salins.
yeah.
That's so weird.
But
Sorry.
and Hoffman's. Hoffman's is specific to New York.
I don't know what Hoffman's is.
I don't either.
At Central New York, yeah.
Yeah.
But in any case, I only associate Brookies with Checkers, and I've only had the most strange experiences there. So I
think
don't
about
want the
what-
Brookie.
I think about what Andy said. I'm not going
To
to say
the
what it
drive-thru?
was,
Yeah.
but what Andy said to the automated drive-through.
Yes,
Which
which
why out
clearly
of all
it's
the-
not FCC clean enough for us to say it.
Why out of all the places is Checkers the one with the updated automated?
That's what frustrates me so much, and I'm gonna try not to yell about it.
It's like shouldn't McDonald's have one?
It's no. This should not be a thing that is modernized. It's
I agree.
so it's
no,
so
I
awkward,
agree
it's so
too. It's just like
but
who's the most advanced? I thought like McDonald's was.
no, the thing that's frustrating about it
McDonald's
because
is
they're
never
not
the most advanced.
they're not advanced because they're still the automation is still happening. But then I look down the lane because it's just a straightaway, and I see a person clicking everything. So what's the point of just not talking when they're doing everything else for the order?
because
It's
they
not like
know
it's
it doesn't
saving
work.
Yeah.
Maybe it stops people from arguing with the employee, but I feel like it would just make other situations arise where you do argue with the employee once you get to the window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's kind
anyways,
of like at Chipotle, you get so angry while you go down the line because you're getting such little food that you just like get so mad at the cashier.
yeah.
They didn't even touch your bowl.
Right. Well, on that note, that has been the hour. We only went through 2 crumble cookies, so shout out Crumble, I guess.
Shout out the
But,
strawberry ice cream bar. Shout out the dulce de leche cookie. Shout out the carrot cake. Shout out the butter cake.
Yes. But anyways, thank you very much for listening to Radiothon. This has been Meet Me at the Equator. You have been listening to WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. Catch the next hour, which is Blues for Breakfast. Got some great stuff coming up, and stay tuned for Big Cheese, which will be happening at noon today as well. But anyways, have a great rest of your morning.